We're back for part two of the truth about drugs with Matthew here. He's 25 years old. He's been sober about 30 days. That's kind of what this little series is going to be about. It's going to be about the walk of getting sober. There'll be different people along the way, different times of sobriety. So that's kind of what we're going to be about. It's going to be, the stories, how you got here, and these kind of things, so people can relate. There's so many people out there that really don't know what the real struggle is. Because you've never had to experience it. Thank God that you don't. So with that being said, here's Matthew.
I'm Matthew. Good morning, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But, man, I just want to start off like where I left a little bit, where I probably left off or whatnot. But, got a story, man. So we was walking down Dickerson Road, man. That was our main spot because, you know what I'm saying, right through there is really my stomping ground. So, we're one of them, because I have several, actually. I grew up all over Nashville and Cheatham County, but anyway. So we was walking down Dickerson Road right there by Little Caesars. That's where I met my plug at right there where the Advanced Auto Parts right there. So, man, we got our shit, you know what I'm saying? So we walked across the street. Well, across the street, and we walked on down behind the O'Reilly's down there by the O'Reilly's, and I think there's a dollar store. And if you see what I'm saying, it's down there by Sicko and the old car wash where Starlito made that one video. But down that way, well, when he was walking, man, we seen this black dude coming. And there was people in the back that already staying intense and shit. Well, this black dude started walking towards us. And then, well, we didn't think nothing of it, man. He went to the back. Me and Michael, we barely went to the woods.
Was this when you first was homeless, or you've been homeless?
No, I've been homeless during this time. So we just went on routines because we go sell our paper and shit and get our money, and then about at the end of the day, we just hop on the bus and go meet them, and then after we meet them, we just either during this time we just bullshit and walk around and shit. We had a tent, but it's just too damn cold, so we always try to stay on the bus as much as we could before the buses stopped running. And then, or we go to the bus stop and just to sleep, man, because we would be so cold we can't sleep through the night. Sometimes we.
Let me ask you a question real quick.
Mm-hmm.
When you first realized you were homeless or whatever, the first day, what was your first thought?
Honestly,
you were how old?
I was 23.
All right, 23 years old.
23.
And you just realized you and your twin brother, you strung out on dope, and you're homeless. What are you going to do?
Shit, man. Honestly, when we got together, we really didn't talk about it. We did that day, but when I met him, we just kind of went to sell our papers, you know what I'm saying? Because we knew we had to get money because we barely had dope. We worked the day before we had dope, but we just bought dope every day because we was going through it that much, But so we barely had dope. We went to work, after we sold our paper. In between we'd stop and eat and talk together and shit. But at the end, we really had the conversation like, like, damn, like, what we gonna do? Well, we know we can sell paper. We know we can make the money. We're just going to and there's a few nights we made enough to get a hotel and dope. You know what I mean?
But the reality was,
but it wasn't like that.
Dope,
but we chose dope more than food, cigarettes, fucking the plate. You know what I'm saying? Like we even had a few people that through the contributor that already got their place before we got ours. Well, we would have to give them dope to stay there, and sometimes, like. The coldest is where we make the most money. You know what I'm saying? So the money started going down. So we was like, no, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? We can't be sick. So we started, every once in a while when it's really cold, we go. But other than that, we just mostly stay to ourselves. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, everybody loved us, man. Everyone talked to us on the bus and shit. Like, twins. At first, everybody was looking at us because we were so young, running these streets like we was. You know what I'm saying? I always ran them. But I always been in the car with my people and just never been homeless. And just all the people be riding the bus and shit because that should be packed. And man, so many people told us we was way too young to be out what we was doing.
It was.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and
For
it's
me,
crazy. I've been doing this shit for about 6 years now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I guess I remember like I was 17. I was 17 when drugs really got bad in my life. Um, it caused, oh yeah, pretty much my whole. I went to jail and a bunch of stuff. But yeah, so all right, so anyway, that's a story for another day. But you were homeless. Y'all started selling these papers, okay? But you got a tent. All right, in the summertime, that might not be that big of a deal, but in the wintertime, that tent ain't doing a whole lot, is it?
hell no, man. No, I mean, we had covers and shit, man, but it was still cold. I mean, it was better than when we first started off. You know what I mean? When we first started off, man, all we had was us. So when we lay down on the cold ass ground, we put the little bit of clothes, just a shirt or so on the ground, and then the rest of it, we put all the clothes on top of us, bro. Like, no pillows, no covers, just us and laying on the cold ass ground on Dickerson Road, right there by the school, right there by Delway.
Right there. Clothes to cover you up. Nobody helped you. Nobody offered to help you or nothing.
Not at first, but you know what I'm saying. But no one really offered to help us. They just really gave us food. On that end, they gave us clothes. Man, I had customers because you know when you sell tape paper, you have customers.
Yeah.
And certain ones, you know, some people give them to all the contributor right there, but because where we was at, it was me, Michael, my twin, which is my twin is Michael, but it was me, my twin, my dad, and Red. And Red was a girl. Well, we
all y'all are homeless together?
Man, there's so many people in the contributor selling paper that is homeless, and some of them's already got the apartment because, like I said, they gave something point million to help the homeless out, man.
The Tennessean does it, doesn't
it? Tennessee.
The Tennessean, ain't that who you get the papers from?
I'm thinking.
I'm pretty sure. I was in it was a program. It's called, I can't remember what it's called. It was in Nashville. The program was bullshit, but they would get you to work. Safe Harbor, that was the name of it. And I'd go there and stack papers as a second job, make overtime pay at night. I'm pretty sure that's who started doing that, was the Tennessean that started the contributor deal. All right, so you're selling them papers. What happened when your brother died? Let's talk about that in a minute. I know it's probably trying something a little tough, but
shit, man, I don't care. It don't bother me. It bothers other people, but I'm gonna keep my brother's name alive.
That's right. So what happened? He shot up? Did he shoot up?
Well, man, the autopsy said it was an overdose, man. But I don't think it's an overdose because, bro, I'm telling you, I know he didn't have no dope, and the last thing we did was like 11, 12, and he dies at 3:30.
Yeah.
Actually, it's 3:29 exact. But,
in the morning or in the daytime?
In the middle of the night, coming, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Mom was like, maybe did he do any dope before that you didn't see? I'm like, no, Mom, because before that, I was the only one working. He was calling me, bro, please hurry up and get off, bro. I'm sick, man. I'm sick. And plus, he was hurting. And well, let me back up. Well, at first, okay, he shot up and his hand missed. And his hand swelled up. Boom. 3-4 days. Took antibiotics. Still ain't going down. Then his shoulder down to his waist was hurting real bad, you know what I'm saying? It started hurting at work. Came home, in a few days he tried going, and then one day he stayed. He was like, something wrong. Went to the doctor. Well, he went to a piece of shit doctor because, like, a little walk-in clinic that the contributor used. Right there by the mission, bro. Literally, like, the same, like, next to the mission in Nashville, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a little shitty one. Well, he went because he had a warrant out. I had a warrant out, so we couldn't just, we couldn't just do that. So when he went, they told him he had kidney stone. This on and so forth. The few days I was going and feeding them and going to the refrigerator, picking it up. helping him, not piss literally, but carrying him to the toilet, man. Like, he was just fucked up, man. And I was so fucked up that I was sober. I was realizing now that I think about it, several times. He was suffering, man. He was hurting him. Something wrong with him. But then again, I was thinking, like, they told him he had kidney stone, so that's what I thought he had. And then even he had it. Because he died, man. Like, when he was taking his shit and doing coke and doing H on top of him being hurt, because I would have to hit him because he couldn't hit himself. I have to hit him. So during this time, man, first the kidney stone, and then he threw up that night before he died. Threw up black shit. I said, Michael, you supposed to be throwing that out? Like, real shit. I remember. He was like, yeah, Matthew. I mean, I got infection, bro. All right. Then I didn't think nothing of it. So high. And then about, like I said, I was on the fourth. We tried to fall asleep, but I couldn't go to sleep because he was hurting so bad. I was worried about him.
Yeah.
So what I done was, he said, help me in the shower. So I helped him in the shower, like literally, you know what I'm saying? Put the water on, whatever, picked him up, literally got to the tub, and he stepped 1 foot in the tub, not even the second one foot. And then in my arms was up underneath his armpits because, like, I was just, getting him in there. Well, his weight started dropping on me. I said, Michael, so, his fucking weight was heavy as fuck, I ain't gonna lie. So I had to fucking drag him to the fucking toilet. I sat him down on the toilet. I shook him. I said, Michael, you scaring me, bro. You scaring me. And he said, what? And then his eyes started, they're coming back in his head, bro. And then he went out. And then I said, Dad, because he was asleep. Because I was the one to take care of him.
Mm-hmm.
I was. My dad might have been staying with us, man, because it was our apartment. But I said, Dad, help me, you know what I'm saying? And he's butt naked. I fucking freaking out. So I'm putting the underwear on him. And then I dragged him to the living room, like where our air mattress was, because we didn't have no chairs to couch. We just moved in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't even paid the first month rent yet. And it was only $49 a month. But we dragged him to the bed. I mean, so what on so forth we called. They get here. They said, I mean, I was on the balcony, out in the front balcony, because we still on the 11th floor, man. And you can see right there by Centennial Park, Parthenon Towers, right there on West End. You feel me? So, and if anybody's from Nashville, it's a little spot. But anyway, and it's just, that's the first apartment we got together, and only apartment we got together.
So then he had some kind of infection that killed him in his body,
like
septic or something took over some kind of way from that shot he missed, probably.
That's what I told my mom. I was like, Mom, I think he fucking where he missed. He got an episode.
It used to not be that way.
Someone was telling me.
It turns into MRSA and all that.
But what it is, me and my mom also think. Mama was like, I know it's not no overdose. I was like, Mama, I'm telling you, it ain't no overdose. And then she was like, well, she said, I hope it ain't. And when the autopsy came, but what I think, man, where they seen them fucking check marks. Yeah. They didn't want to fuck with it. They just wrote it out as a fucking overdose.
Yeah, more than likely.
Real shit.
Being that
because,
young.
Bro, you don't fucking overdose fucking 3 hours later. 3-4 hours later. No. You're going to overdose within a few minutes, bro. Come on.
He's throwing up black stuff. He had an infection in his body. It took over his body. He had some kind of infection. He didn't have no kidney stones. He had an infection, man, that the doctors didn't want to. That's the reality. That right there is something I'm glad that we touched on here, so people to hear that. Because the average person out there doesn't realize what it's like.
Care, man.
If the average person doesn't realize what it's like in this country if you can't get medical care. And there's so many people who can't because you don't have insurance.
And if he would just went to like my mom said, I don't care. That's your life. You should have just went to the doctor. And she's right. But I would have done the same thing, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean, during this time, I'm homeless doing dope. I don't want to go to jail.
When we're ripping and running and we're doing dope, we don't want to experience the sickness. And that comes along with anything going anywhere that takes away time for me to work on money or whatever it needs for me to get my dope. So you can't blame yourself.
And it's so crazy because my mom, literally, 2 two and a half, probably 3 months before this even happened, my mom got Michael in the Buffalo Valley up here. They was gonna come pick him up, but he didn't because he didn't want to leave me because I wasn't ready yet.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready yet. He didn't, but I would have done the same thing, man, because we had each other out there, and no matter what, we did it together. We worked as a team and made it fucking happen. Even if we were starving, whatever, we still. We survived, put it that way. We survived. You know what I mean? We had struggles. We had sometimes we made some good money where we fucking ate good, had dope, cigarettes, and money had left over.
I was homeless, man, but I always had a car. Except
I mean, I was homeless in cars too, but it wasn't as bad, you know?
No.
This, that was bad when you're homeless.
Being completely outside. I was on the floor.
It was totally different than just, I've done slept in cars with my dad, so I could, like I said, had a house. But in between times, like when I got sober, clean, like I was telling, me and Michael would just go ride with my dad, and my dad was homeless. I always had a car and shit, but he's been homeless on the street too. Mm-hmm. But we would just go with my dad for like 2 or 3 months, get real high, and then come home, detox, but the detox wasn't that bad. We wouldn't, we was on it, but.
You were so young.
Yeah, we were so young. So I can't remember when we started every day though. I just know I fucked with it for a long time.
Yeah, I remember thinking that mine was with pills. But when I was 16 years old, I had a doctor that would give me any pill I wanted. This dude what's crazy is, dude's really not even a real doctor. He's just a PAC. Still to this day, he still works in Franklin, Williamson County. I was 16 years old. I could go in there and get a pain shot and get this medicine called Stay-On nasal spray. You just spray it up your nose, and it would zoot you. I'm talking about
that'd be like kind of.
It was, man, too strong for a 16-year-old. This dude would give me whatever I wanted. I told him I had migraine headaches, and he was doing the same thing for my mom. He went so far as one time my mom called him, and he forgot to call back. And by the time he called back, the drugstore stuff was closed. He brought my mom some sample pain pills to her. What about that? He's still a family doctor today and a pain clinic doctor in Williamson County, Franklin, Tennessee. But anyway.
Man, let me shout out to Tom and Mike. I don't know their last name, man, but I'm grateful for what they did, man. They got down.
Who were they? They're the people that led you to get sober?
Well, we knew them from Bronson because a few months we always known them through Bronson. We stayed a night over there before we was homeless, because Bronson's he's seen me grow up because he's from Cheatham County too. But when Bronson came homeless, he met these 2 gay guys. I'm not gonna lie about their name is Mike and Tom. But they're cool though. They're older dudes, yo. You know what I'm saying? So they took Bronson and whatnot, so forth, and you know what I mean. I've been knowing him for a while, anyway.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I don't care. I don't like it on here or whatever. I don't agree with all that. So maybe they are good people or this, that, and other, but they keep all that to themselves. Go ahead.
So let me just say this, man. On Christmas, man, it was so cold, man. They came to us and bought me and my brother fucking $800 worth of hotel nights through Christmas, through the New Year, so we stay warm because it was snowing. Not this past year, but last year before. You know what I'm saying? So that was a grateful thing. We got out the cold because them times we probably would have froze to death because it was in the negatives during them nights. Because I remember going outside to smoking a cigarette at the hotel, man, and my hand literally before I even got down, really like the cigarette, my hand's already fucking cold. You know what I'm saying? Like frozen. Imagine if we had literally been out there. I mean, I've been out there cold nights, but not in the negatives. You know what I mean? I ain't been in homeless in the negatives. So that was a grateful thing, and I'm glad they did that. You know what I mean? I don't agree with it like you said, because you know what I'm saying? I don't like that shit. I don't roll like that. It's just not me. But I think there are good people because they did that for me and my twin. They didn't have to do that. $800 is just me and my brother staying. They just brought us food. They cooked Christmas and shit. And they just brought us. Well, not them. Bronson brought it to us.
There's some good people in the world who do help out. All right, man. We're going to end this one. And it's the second episode. This is the kind of the life of Matthew. Again, we just want people to hear the reality of what it's like for someone. I mean, this dude is 25 years old, so he's done lived the life of people that's in their 50s and 60s couldn't imagine when his kid. I mean, you call you a kid, but this young man has walked that, and that's what we want people to hear and understand. That hopefully, the idea is that all you young people out there hear this and realize, man, leave them pills alone, leave that dope alone. Smoke a joint, drink a beer. I remember when that was just the greatest buzz, man. You could go and work, cut grass during the summertime when you're young, drink a beer and smoke a joint.
Man,
Be the
that's what
greatest
we
buzz.
did also too, man.
We got another guy that eventually I'm hoping to get on here. He's he likes the rap music a little bit and stuff like that. Hopefully, we're gonna get him on here one time in the upcoming weeks or maybe months to showcase his talent for one, and then tell his story. We love y'all. God bless. We'll see you next time.